Sports Live, and we're coming to you from the Radisson Motel in McAllen, Texas. And Coach, well, coming off a win, thanks again for joining us for the show, and here we go.
Thank you. Yes, great win this past Saturday night.
Let's talk about the win against the Texas Power. And, well, first of all, just overall, good to get back on the winning column.
Absolutely. It's the NBA playoffs, so the adage that I use, if we're a scorer, we're struggling, we want to see the ball go in the rim, right? And that's what we got. We got a win the other night, so we're on our winning ways now, on our winning track. We're happy.
Now let's break down the game. Start off, first possession, pick in the end zone.
Yeah.
Defense responded, though.
Defense responded. That play itself, I know, had a lot of scrutiny in regards to, if was it a touchdown, was it an actual pick. From our vantage point, we're happy that we got the turnover, and obviously it was a pick six. You had a great shot, great footage of that particular play. And then, we want to start off, like that, with the defense making stops and then allowing a deep offense to get on the field and make plays.
I want to talk about that play as it played out. It's a pick six. Dorados get their first points on the board. Ball touched, not controlled, but it never actually hit out of bounds. It goes over those boards, and I know the rule, as far as what I've been told, if you make contact with a player and they have possession of the ball, you reach the ball over the edge, it's out of bounds.
Correct.
But that thing's still bouncing around out there, according to officials.
Right. So on that play, and again, I look at it both sides, the receiver caught the ball, went over the wall, and then brought the ball back, but didn't have complete control of the ball. It was loose. And then when he brought it back over, Joe grabbed it, went the other way with it. So, the argument is, okay, well, if he caught it, he had complete possession of the ball, then that should be a catch. It should be a touchdown. Or he brought it back over, he was fumbling the ball, then we take him and go the opposite way. So, on this side of the coin, obviously I'm going to say great play, but I can also see it from the other side too as well.
We're going to zoom in on that play, and we're going to show that a little bit later on. But again, it was juggled, and it was still juggled, tipped, and by saying bring it back over the wall, he didn't pick it up and bring it over. He tipped it up in the air. When it's up in the air, that's still a live ball.
Great awareness, that's what I'll say. But, I know how, if I was on the other side, I know I would have definitely been doing some arguing as well. But, this side of the coin, we're obviously happy that the play played out like it did.
So let's talk about then the first half of that game, because that was 7 points out of the gate.
Right.
And your defense gets a couple of stops in a row. And I know we've talked about if you can get 2 or 3 stops, you like your chances right out of the gate. But the offense wasn't necessarily putting points on the board early in this ball game.
Yeah, we came out a little bit sluggish after getting the first stop. I think our first offensive drive of the game, we turned the ball over. Again, we've talked about that in regards to minimizing those mistakes. And, we kind of had to get after the guys a little bit. We came out a little bit flat. And, sometimes you get that. But we have to prevent that moving forward if we're going to beat teams like we should.
So it's a close game at halftime. And, I know you're not a fire and brimstone kind of coach, but did it get under you a little bit to try to light a fire?
Well, it did. We felt like obviously we were a better ball club, and, we had a great week of preparation. And, we want to see that on Saturday. Like I tell these guys all the time, we've done our job. Now it's time for you guys to go out here and do yours. So, we had a good stern talk in the locker room, and, those guys responded in the second half.
Second half, every possession, your offense puts points on the board throughout the rest of the game.
Absolutely.
And so, talk about the X's and O's, or were there X's and O's, or they just start executing?
That's the goal. Like we talked about last week on the show, this is an offensive game. That's what we play the game for, us to score touchdowns. And, we feel we've got some personnel here that should happen every time that we get out there on offense. So it was good to see those guys moving like that, building that type of continuity. We added some personnel, and, Darren has some receivers he was getting on page with. Isaiah Jupiter, who we met last week. So, it was good to see him make some plays. And, we want to take that and move forward with tempo.
So you get the win, and now you have to wait an extra week. So now you got an off week. You don't play again until the 27th of April when they're on the road in Austin. You take on the Temple Demons. So now an off week, but it's an off week with a win under your belt. Is that easier to go through?
It's easier to go through. It's easier for everybody across the board. Winning is the ultimate satisfaction, So, the bye week here is always rough. We want to keep these guys conditioned. We have a lighter week of practice, trying to get guys that may have some nicks and bruises, together. But, when you win, it solves everything.
We'll talk about the Temple Demons and the upcoming schedule after this. This is This Week in Dorado Nation with head coach Bennie King. TVNS specializes in provider services, respite care, and emergency response services. TVNS are pioneers in the home care industry, in service for over 37 years. 11 locations from Brownsville to Corpus Christi, from Harlingen to Laredo.
Today's game is sponsored by TVNS, the pioneers in serving our community with the highest quality in provider services.
Our professional advisors at Employee Retirement Service have been providing financial and retirement planning for many years for employees of different employment.
If you've spent your career in education and are ready for the next chapter, let the professionals at Employment Retirement Services help. You've worked hard, and now it's time to relax and enjoy with peace of mind and security.
Help fulfill your retirement needs. Come experience the difference with us.
And let's plan your retirement together.
Call us at 956-440-8774 to schedule your appointment today.
Back here on This Week in Dorado Nation with head coach Bennie King, as we're at the Radisson Motel in McAllen. And the McAllen Radisson, we are appreciative of them allowing us to broadcast from here. And they also host some of the players here. And it's renovated in a nice place, pool just outside here. Nathaniel was taking some video of it as well. So we're happy to be here. Coach, you got to win, and now you're taking on another team that you really don't know much about. Temple Demons, a week from Saturday, and you're in Austin.
Yeah, that's been the story of the season so far. Is everybody's got data on us, we have no data on anyone. That's the situation. So yes, this will be Temple's first game playing in our league this season, and we don't know what to expect. However, we know what we have, and we expect to win.
It's a doubleheader, so fans that are interested in attending an arena football league will get double their money's worth when they play. Talk about the venue and the early game time, if that changes anything on your approach.
Yes, so that game will actually be a doubleheader. It'll be the first doubleheader that the league will be having this season. We play at 3 o'clock, and then Austin and San Antonio will play at 7 p.m. From a preparation standpoint, us having such an early game, obviously we want to get off the road Friday night, get the guys in there, have a good meal, get rested, and then that Saturday morning, we're up and running pretty early. We'll be at the arena probably around 11 or 12, get guys going, through walkthrough and, get ready to rock and roll for 3 o'clock.
Let's talk about after that game, other scheduled games coming up, because it's going to get busy here in a hurry.
Yeah, so, we've had the bye weeks early in the season. We're playing football now from May all the way through. We'll come back off the road and have a May 5th game here against the Arlington Longhorns. Then, the Mexico City team will be after that, and then, we're ready to go. So, and we want that. That allows us to be able to maintain our consistency that we have going on. And, we don't want these guys to have idle time moving forward.
Yeah, fans, they will be playing in Mexico City this year, and Mexico City will be here first, so we'll get a good look at that. And that may help as you take that long road trip as far as taking on Mexico City on the road, but you'll have seen them first.
Sure, absolutely. It's great for us to be able to finally have an opponent that we can say, okay, we've got some film on, let's prepare appropriately. That Mexico City game is going to be in June, so, they got a good club down there. They're building something down there, but we'll be ready.
If we're talking about this past performance in this last week and a win, and you break that down to a player perspective, anyone step up that was like, hey, I've been waiting for that kind of game?
It was a good team effort. That's what I want to say. Our secondary back there is working together. We've had some changes back there, and we're trying to build some continuity back there. It was good to see Joe make some plays back there. We had another DB named Ruben Flowers that had a pick six as well. So we want to see that. But overall, it was a good team effort. We responded well after coming out flat in the first half. We just need to come out and be ready to go from the very beginning moving forward.
If you had to script it and you wrote down schedule from day one, game 1, 2, 3, 4, and now you're 4 games in, are you where you thought you'd be, ahead or behind schedule on where the Dorados are at?
Yeah, that's a great question. We want to build momentum. That's what football is. When you win the championship, you don't want to peak early. You want to peak at the particular right time. So, we've made personnel changes. We're moving towards that direction. What needs to happen now is just, that continuous growth within that. And, 4 games in, I like where we're at. But we'll have a test when we go on the road. We'll play a league opponent here in Temple, and we'll see where we're at. But I do like where we're at.
Okay, take one last break, and we'll wrap it up with Coach King, and then we'll start talking with some players. Back after this with This Week in Dorado Nation with head coach Bennie King.
Man, how Start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physicals. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's healthcare is done.
Fans, if you want to look your best at the next game, then let Chewy's Custom Sports go to work for you. From custom designs and graphics to mass production in-house. If it's hats, shirts, buttons, mugs, cups, banners, and more, then Chewy's is there for every team and every sport. A veteran-owned company in touch with the community. It's Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito.
Fans, mark the calendar for May the 5th for exciting football action from Mercedes as Real Sports Live presents NFL flag football action in Turf Wars 2019. See the future stars from the area in tournament competition live on Real Sports Live from the Mercedes Tiger Football Stadium May the 5th. Coaches, sign your team up today and be a part of the show for just $75 a team. Sponsored in part by Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito. Register your team today or call 956-536-7185. Turf Wars, NFL flag football from Mercedes. We are back here with This Week in Dorado Nation with head coach Bennie King, and coming off a win over the Texas Power. Again, the Dorados are off this week, and they'll be in Austin taking on the Temple Demons on April 27th. That'll be a 3 o'clock game. We want to invite the fans to come on out there. We believe it's the Lufke Center in Austin, Texas. It'll be first of a doubleheader game. Again, the Dorados will be taking on the Temple Demons. And, hey, looks like we'll get some expanded coverage as we'll double dip there, and the league will get a little extra. Someone else will have some film on it, Coach. Everyone's got film on you.
Yeah,
and I know that's one thing that coaches love to do, and that is get film on their opponent. On our other thing, we say thank you for allowing us to broadcast the game, because we know, hey, people are getting film on you, but you don't have to necessarily get that in response. But
we appreciate it. We appreciate it. It is. It's a tough thing. You know, when you try to prepare during the course of a week of practice, you always want to be able to have something to say, okay, this is what we're planning for. You know, now we're trying to find personnel to see who may be on that team, and then look at maybe previous teams that those players played on and trying to put that together. That can be a bit tasking. So, you know, we definitely want to have the league playing so we can get some film.
We're going to touch base on this with the players themselves, as we got Xavier Rubin, Sean Potts, and Jamal Marshall that'll be joining us. And each player throughout our shows have had their own story on where they went to football and where they went to college, and just their path to get to the Dorados. And everyone has their own interesting story. But, Coach, I know you and I have discussed this a couple of times during our shows, that this isn't the final stop for a lot of guys, and you're okay with that. And you're still looking at developing players, knowing there may be some gaps I have to fill, sure, and it may happen quick.
Sure. Well, that's the purpose of these leagues. When guys are in that window, still to have an opportunity to play at a higher level, we want them to go. You know, we have a contract here that states that. And our thing has always been, you know, if we send quality guys out, you get quality guys in return. You know, we want to be a program that's known to, you know, get guys out of here.
That's head coach Bennie King. We'll be back with Xavier Rubin. Played his high school ball in Baytown from Texas. We'll be back after this. Everyone's a winner at Kano Auto Sales 2 in Harlingen. Choose from a wide selection and score big today on West Expressway 83. Right now, check out this 2014 Hyundai Elantra GT. This car is loaded with a leather interior, satellite radio, Bluetooth, and it's yours today for zero money down and $175 a month. That's right, no money down. Drive away today, just $175 a month. Or feel the power of this 2016 Dodge Challenger. This includes the RT Scat Pack, includes navigation, satellite radio, a reverse camera, an Alpine stereo system. Practically new with just 31,000 miles, powered by a 6.4-liter 392 Hemi engine. This today on the lot at $33,999. Financing is available with lending for all types. Every deal's a winner at Kano Auto Sales 2, in business since 2002, Harlingen, Texas. We're back here this weekend, Dorado Nation, with head coach Bennie King, and now we're joining by one of the players. Xavier Rubin joins us. And Xavier, thanks for joining the show.
Yes, sir, no problem.
All right, Xavier, talk to me about or your path. Where did it start? Where did playing football get its role?
Oh, man, football started in Baytown, man. Baytown, Texas, 21-5A. You know, some hard-hitting football down there.
Baytown is up between Houston and Louisiana. You're heading out on the east side of the state of Texas.
I-10, yes, sir.
All right, offensive lineman, always been a lineman?
I played a little D-line in high school. I was supposed to get recruited to Baylor to play D-line, number 60 D-lineman in the nation coming out with Art Browse, so.
You got to play some college ball. Talk about your days out playing at the college level.
I ended up going to Tarleton State coming out of high school. I had a lot of good things going on at Tarleton State University down there in Stephenville.
So how do you land with the Dorados? What was your path that led you from Baytown to Tarleton State, and now you're with the Dorados?
I played with Coach King here in Corpus Christi. We had some arena ball down there. We had real good time out there. Played some good football, and now I'm here with him again with the Dorados.
Did he call you and say, hey, we're starting it up?
Yes, sir. He told me, get down here, let's play some football, let's have some fun.
Still having fun playing the game?
Yeah, still having fun out here in McAllen.
Let's talk about arena football compared to the 11-man football. I ask every player that comes on the show to give their story of what it's like, what the difference is.
Oh, it's a lot different. You know, I play in the trenches, so it's a lot different. Everything is one-on-one now, so it's mano a mano. You know, the toughest man's gonna win it.
Yeah, the neat question I ask you when I'm talking to linemen, and if I ask a skill position every time, you know, what's more important, the skill position or the lineman? Mm-hmm. They're going to tell me skill position. If I ask a lineman, they're going to say those guys can't make plays unless I make a play. In the Arena League, do you feel there's more pressure on you because it's such a short period of space you have to defend, and those guys are past you?
Definitely. We and on D-line and O-line, everything is a lot quicker. Because, you know, you have that running back, fullback that's probably a half a yard behind you, and you got your jack and your max that are about 5 yards in front of you. So everything's a lot quicker downhill, especially on D-line. If you're not getting no pressure, those safeties not getting no picks for us. So we have to be a lot quicker.
On the offensive line,
Mm-hmm.
Just looking side to side, you know, normally on an 11-man football team, you got some help.
Yes, sir.
But in arena football, it's you.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel more pressure on that, on preparing for a play in arena football?
It's no pressure at all. You know, you got to line up and you got to win. You got to. It's 11 men. You know, it's a lot easier. You got two more guys that are helping you out. You know, but here in arena ball, we don't get that luxury. So.
And generally, you have a fullback or a tailback back there that's also helping with a little protection, especially in the passing game.
Yes,
you guys are 99% pass. So, you know, now let's talk about the conditioning side of things.
Mm-hmm.
How different is that from a lineman perspective of getting ready to go out there and go 50, 60 snaps?
Our conditioning coach keeps us in good conditioning. So right now man. It's a hassle. You have to bite down on that mouthpiece and go. You have to go.
You guys get to practice outdoors mostly, and then you get in the arena a couple of times during the week during a game day. You know, is it different when that wall's out there and you're looking around the arena versus being out there in the wide open field?
Oh yeah, yes sir. You got to be cautious of that wall. You know, you run down the sideline, do a screen block, and you whiff, you hit that wall. And that wall's not easy. It's not soft. It's padded, but it's not soft.
So even from a lineman perspective, you guys are well aware of where that line at and the angles you take.
Yeah, you got to be. You have to be.
Talk about you know, this team and how you feel it's coming along. You took a couple of L's there, and then you get back on the winning column. So, you know, talk about the feel of the team.
We got some good guys. We're starting to get a feel of each other. We're starting to fly around at practice. We're starting to fly around here on game days on the field. You know, so as long as we keep gluing these little nicks and knacks there, we'll continue to strive.
Xavier, talk to me about you know, your life in football. I mean, where do you feel you're at on the ladder of, you know, everyone has goals. So where are the existing goals right now for Xavier Rubin? Or is it short term right now? Or you still got some long term goals out there?
Right now it's kind of short term, but if anything presents itself, I'm definitely willing to take it. For sure.
And again, having fun playing the game.
Oh yeah, I love playing the game as always.
What do you got to do during this is my last question. What do you have to do during the off week knowing you got Temple, a team you have nothing, you know nothing about them. So how do you prepare to play somebody you don't know about, and you have an extra week to get ready?
We kind of prepare for them the same way we prepare for any other game, any other week. You know, got to stay focused. Since we don't have any film on them, so we just got to attack them just like we attack the Austin teams, Tampico, any other week.
Good stuff. Xavier Rubin. We'll be back with Sean Potts. We'll continue talking with the players here on This Week in Dorado Nation on Real Sports Live.
If you just graduated high school, are looking to change careers, or to upgrade your job skills, Texas Southmost College is the place to start. With over 50 certificates and associate degrees to choose from, TSC has the career for you. At TSC, you get a quality education that's close to home. Earn a certificate or an associate degree and get the education you need for today and tomorrow's job market.
Wouldn't you like to be in demand?
Register now at Texas Southmost College in Brownsville.
Back here in This Week in Dorado Nation with head coach Bennie King on a week in which the Dorados are coming off a win over the Texas Power. It's an off week, and then next week they'll take on the Temple Demons. Joining me now, Sean Potts. And, well, Sean, first of all, Coach told me you're a defensive lineman. I looked at you and I was like, this is no defensive lineman sitting next to me, DB.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sean, thanks for joining us. Talk to the fans about where you come from. You traveled a long way to get to the Dorados.
Yes, sir. I come from a small town, Fort Mill, South Carolina. It's my 5th year playing arena football. I was actually out in Cali playing in the IFL. Had a good little stint there for a while, and then things just didn't work out. We weren't seeing eye to eye with the organization. Talked to Coach King. I actually played for him in 2016 for the Steel City Menace before other situations happened, and I ended up in Georgia. And then he called me. He was like, "You want to come here? Got a home?" I was like, "Yes, sir." I've been here ever since, and I love it.
I've talked to some guys. Once they get into arena football, some of them get bit by that bug and don't want to get out of it. Others are always looking to get an 11-man football. Is there something about arena football that says, this is a fun game to play?
The thing that excites me is being around the fans and doing it for the fans. It's not about, the money,
right?
So forth and so on. But as far as it goes for me, it's like being around the kids, being mentors, them seeing what it's like to be a professional football player without the money, for the love of the game. So that's the best part for me.
Talk to me about your days in South Carolina. Were you always a defensive lineman or a defensive back?
No, I started out playing running back. I was playing running back all the way up through middle school. My freshman year of high school, I played running back. We actually had 2 DBs get hurt as a freshman. So I started as a freshman on varsity at DB, and I've been at DB ever since. I played a little receiver here and there, but I've been pretty much a DB my whole career.
Has that helped your defensive game, understanding your approach when you were on offense?
Yes, sir. I actually understand what receivers want to do when they want to get open. I understand when I'm coming up to make a tackle on a running back what he wants to do to make you miss. So it kind of helps me understand leverage and coverage also in the back end.
Defensive back in the arena football. Okay, I talk about the wall to everybody, and you guys are on the dead run when you're looking at that wall. So talk about playing in this arena in this confined field.
The biggest thing is the wall is undefeated. So you got to kind of just go in with the mindset of either I'm going to get hurt or I'm not. But at the end of the day, you got to put your body on the line to make a play for your team to be able to win.
These receivers getting that extra jump coming off the line, does that help or hurt you when you're setting up your scheme on defending?
It doesn't help at all. And it actually sets you back. But, once you understand the concept of what they're trying to do and what type of way they're coming in their motion, that helps because guys don't really vary it up because it's not a lot of space. So without that space, you can't do so much. So if a guy's running a straight line right now, he's either trying to take the top off or he's going to sit it down. So
Are you able to decipher within a game a tendency of a wide receiver? And let's just talk about the Texas Power. In the first half, they were getting some completions. In the second half, you guys pretty much just completely shut them down. Is that understanding schemes or understanding players?
It's both. You just know, like, if this tall guy's in motion, is probably going over the top. Right now, they're going to put the ball up, jump ball. A little speedy guy, you might get a double move. You might get him to sit it down just to, get you to backpedal out of there so they can get that first down. So it's all about film, and it's kind of hard with, like, this week with Temple, or a week coming up with Temple, we don't have film. So you don't really know, but it's really you got to keen in on film study, and if you don't, I mean, you're not working on your craft. So.
Does that make for practice sessions to be a lot more competitive this week coming up? I know you guys are already. I talked to the receivers, I talked to the defense, and the practices are pretty intense.
Yes, sir.
So this week, does that make it even more so?
Yes, sir.
Knowing you got a week off?
Because now we got to really just focus on, when you don't know what a team is doing, you got to kind of just bear down and play man until you really figure out what they're doing, and you can go in and make a second half adjustment. But at this point, we got to, competition, play the ball, see the ball, and give our receivers some good work as well.
Ask the same question of Xavier. I'll ask of you on the ladder of goals,
yes,
short term, long term. Where are you at in your football career?
Right now, I'm focused on short term, building a foundation here, and then if something calls from Arena 1, I'm all for it. But if not, being around, being successful with the organization, winning championships is what I want to do.
Is football still fun to play?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's Sean Potts, defensive back for the Dorados. We'll be back with more after this.
Men, start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physical. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's healthcare is done.
Don't pass up the savings at Mikasa Furniture. Score big at Mikasa Furniture.
7533 Boca Chica Boulevard, Brownsville.
Fishing fans, here's your chance to catch some fish and help out athletes at the same time. Mark the calendar now and plan on attending October 20th as the 3-Up, 3-Down San Perlita Booster Club Fishing Tournament looks to be the biggest and best yet. Located at Laguna Madre Baits in Port Mansfield, Texas, this tournament is set to provide 100% of the proceeds directly to the athletic programs. Artificial lures only with a blackjack format, no fish over 21 inches, $150 per team or boat, maximum 4 people, and the grand champion is a team closest to 63 inches with 1 red trout and 1 flounder. Food raffles, baked goods, a silent auction, and terrific prizes from some great sponsors. Registration is October 19th. The tournament is October 20th. See you there at the 3-Up, 3-Down Fishing Tournament in Port Mansfield, where catching fish is helping athletes in a big, big way.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
How to add the VTX1 app to your Roku device. All your favorite shows from VTX1 Channel 1 and exciting games broadcast on Rio Sports Live can be added onto your Roku device by following these simple steps. Step 1. Scroll down to search and push OK on the remote control. Step 2. Type in VTX1 by using the arrow keys to move the cursor around the keyboard and pushing OK to enter the letters. When you're done, choose the VTX1 option on the right-hand side of the screen. Then push OK. Step 3. Choose the Add Channel option on the right-hand side of the screen and wait for the application to load. Congratulations! You have now successfully added the VTX1 app to your channel lineup. It can be found on the main screen under Home at the bottom of the list. For more information, visit the VTX1 website at vtx1.net/OTT.
Here in This Week in Dorado Nation, we're joined now with Jamal Marshall, another defensive back. And first of all, Jamal, thanks for joining on the show.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Hey, talk to me about where you come from, out of the Houston area, and your high school days first.
Okay, yeah, so basically I went to Elkins High School. I was mainly a track guy at first, and then I ended up joining the football team my freshman year, and I really enjoyed it. So, yeah, Houston, Texas, Missouri City area.
Talk to me about, you went from there, you went to North Texas?
Yes, sir. So I actually got picked up, I would say a month before signing day was about to happen. They brought me up there on a visit. I really loved the campus, and then they signed me on the spot. So I like that. I like that up there too.
Jamar, talk to me about how do you end up with the Dorados?
Oh, so basically, I had somebody who was working with my agent who told me that there was a lot of opportunities out there after I had finished with one of the teams I played with in Seattle, and one of them knew Bennie over here, the coach that's playing for me now. I had went down there to Corpus and I helped him out for a couple of games down there before I had went back up to training camp for another team.
Talk to me about now. I mean, when we talk to fans, we told them at the start of this season that players coming into this team, some of them were on the ending stages of their football career. Some were in the mid stages. Some were at the beginning stages. You are right in the thick. Your travels in football are taking you right on the verge of the league. You've rubbed shoulders with the Seattle Seahawks. Talk to me about some of the play that's happened since college for you.
Okay, so basically I ended up getting derailed off my original path due to some off the field issues that I had did, in the wrong place at the wrong time type stuff. So that actually kind of like messed up my whole beginning of my career, but I put that stuff in the back of my mind and I kept going forward as if, it didn't even happen. So that attitude got me the opportunity to still get offers from the Seahawks, the Browns, the Titans to come to their mini camp to try out. I ended up making it to the Seattle one first, and I got up there, made a bunch of plays, strip fumbles, interceptions, PBUs, and then they ended up signing me. Like, as soon as I got off the field, they brought me in, gave me a physical, and they said, we're canceling your flight, and they signed me. So I was with them for a little while, ended up getting cut. They brought me back, and they cut me due to some the off the field issue that happened the December right before that year, and I ended up having to handle that stuff for like a whole another 2 years. But in between that time, I still had opportunities with other teams. I went to the Spring League in Austin. I was on the team with Johnny Manziel. I went to some other camps with Arizona Cardinals. I went to the Veteran Combine. So I've been moving around. So I've been really active since that time. I haven't let none of that stuff hold me back. I haven't put my head in the dirt and try to like make excuses. I've just been trying to find more outlets to get back in the NFL. And right now, it looks like I'm heating back up again.
Right now, you won't be with the Dorados at the finish of this season because you're already on target to head to the CFL. Talk about how that phone call happened.
Man, so I guess they like what they saw. From wherever they saw the film at, they liked what they saw. They called me up and they said, yeah, man, we want you up there. They didn't even see me work out. Like, they didn't even bring me up to do a workout. They just, whatever they saw they really liked, they gave me that contract. I signed the contract, and now I've been talking to them ever since. They've been sending me the playbooks, the film. I've been watching it. I've been studying that. So I've been studying this team's playbook and the team that I have to go to next month. So I'm really excited to be able to help this team and know that I have another level up that I have to go to soon.
But it is an option because you're still entertaining NFL offers to be able to go work out with NFL teams, and that could happen.
Exactly, yeah. So a lot of the former player personnel directors for teams that I traveled to have been talking to me and been telling me things like, yeah, man, we want to see you get up there in the CFL and see how you move around up there. And if, we like what we see, we try to hopefully get you out of your contract or get you as soon as your contract's over with, because we know that you have the talent. We know that you have a lot going on. The reason that, we had to let you go earlier is because of stuff that you had going on in your past, but you said it's all done with, and I want to see that you still have the talent.
So let's talk about the decision to play arena football because, a lot of guys have used arena football just to stay in shape. Other guys use it to refine their skills. What's your story?
I really enjoy coming down here and doing the arena thing because the arena thing is a lot more difficult in this league than it is in the NFL. In the NFL, all your receivers are stationary. At the most, you'll have a wingman who's a yard or so off the ball. But in the arena league, you have receivers who are 15, 20, super deep, just running straight full speed at you, and you have to figure out how to make up for that disadvantage that you have. So it makes you use your mind more. You have to be a lot quicker, a lot more active on the field, use your hands, use your body, your eyes more. So I really like that. The field's a little bit shorter, so conditioning-wise, I'm out there just running around, having fun. I don't really get tired much, but everything else, though, is a lot more difficult. So I'd say a lot of NFL DBs would have a hard time coming into the arena right away.
DB at football, period, at some point in time is a reaction type of position. You can understand schemes, tendencies, receivers, but at some point in time, you got to trust some reaction abilities. Arena, is that magnified even bigger?
Oh, and definitely. A lot of people like to say offense is harder. To me, I think defense is a lot harder because offense knows what they're doing. Defense, we're reacting on the field. We call a play, and then we have to react to what the offense is doing. So basically, your eyes and your mind have to be on point, and then your body, you have to keep it in peak condition because if you know what's happening and you try to react, but your body's like, I don't know, it's going to hurt if I do this. You got to make sure everything's in like pinpoint shape.
Talk about hurting and the wall. I know everyone will tell me it's undefeated, but as a DB, are you looking at that as your ally, or are you looking at it as something I want to avoid?
Oh yeah, man. Me and the wall, man, we best friends right now. I love putting those receivers up against the wall. So every time I see a stationary receiver, I'm like, oh yeah, man, you may as well tell your quarterback just don't even look your way because I love that. My goal is to get the receiver to go into the stand. Like, hey, bro, go grab you some popcorn because you're going in the stand. That's my goal every time.
Talk to me about what it's like being around these guys and getting a win this last week and having a week off. How intense is practice going to be this week for the Dorados?
Oh, yeah, and practice is going to be really intense. The week before when we had another bye week, really didn't do much. We had a little break. We've already done a lot more than we did in the other bye week. So I already know we got our head on track this week. And we have a lot of new players that came in from other teams and whatnot this week, and I really enjoy being around all of them. They have their heads on straight, no off-the-field issues, no talking back to the coaches with some prior players that we had. So now our team's a lot more concrete.
When I talk to players about conditioning, I get a general answer, and a lot of them take it real serious. But in your situation, knowing what's directly in front of you, is each practice the day to get better for you?
Oh yeah, I look at it like that all the time. I feel like me playing linebacker. I ended up playing linebacker 2 years in college. And I would say those 2 years were the worst years of my life. I almost wanted to quit so many times because those hits, I was underweight. I was taking those hits from those big linemen. Then I went back my senior year, and it made me enjoy football 10 times more. So now, literally at practice the other day, I didn't even want to get off the field. Now practice is I enjoy it so much. I could practice 5 hours a day. That's how much I like being out there on the field now. Just from, I think it was that linebacker that guided though. That linebacker made me love football a lot more.
It did.
Knowing that it can be a lot worse out there.
Do you find yourself looking at your phone every day, waiting and hoping, or is it expecting phone calls to start happening?
Oh, I know. I feel like when I put the right work in, it's going to come. So now I'm not expecting. I know when it's going to happen. So when I do the work, I know it's going to come at the time. So I'm not waiting for anything because when I do it, I know when it's going to come.
Real comfortable asking you this question. To those out there who may stumble, who may fall, who may run into a brick wall of life, what do you say to that person when they get back up?
Man, I've been through it all already. I've been through all kind of off-the-field issues, on-the-field issues, mental problems, and all that. Man, all you have to do is focus on the larger picture and just push all the other stuff to the side and then handle it when you can. Don't ever let it take you off track. So you can't just ignore it completely, all the issues. You have to get rid of those as well. But you got to make sure that whichever way you're going, you're still going towards the goal and not letting that stuff sidetrack you, and don't ever let it get you in a depressed state. I know a lot of players who just completely threw the dream away because they got in a state where they were too depressed or thought they couldn't do it anymore.
Jamal Marshall, defensive back, Dorados. We'll be back with more after this. At Port Isabel Health Clinic, they care for you like family. Services include pediatrics, geriatric care, and family practice, school sports physicals, daycare physicals, orthopedic care, wellness exams for men and women. Dr. William Torkelson and his staff are here to serve you. Office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. through 5 p.m. Your health is their priority at the Port Isabel Health Clinic. When in Port Mansfield, be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Baits, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats, Laguna Madre Baits. 828 Westport Drive, Port Mansfield, Texas. Here with This Week in Dorado Nation with head coach Bennie King as we are wrapping up our segment. First of all, terrific visits with those players. And, man, these guys all have their own story, Coach.
Yeah, definitely have their own story. And we're very appreciative of this platform for fans to be able to, understand and know these guys. got these guys behind the helmet during the course of the game, and you don't really get a chance to see their personality or just, the backstory on these guys. But, very blessed and fortunate to be working with them, and we thank you for the opportunity to be able for these guys to tell their story.
Well, I know these guys work extremely hard. I've been there at practice while we were setting up one day, and there's some hard hitting going on, but yet you see them interact with each other. This group's getting tighter.
Yeah, they're forming a bond here. Again, our out-of-state guys stay here at Dorados, and I truly enjoy it to see these guys, having a camaraderie amongst each other. The coaches and I, we're not here all the time, they're forming a family, and that's what you want. That carries over to the field, and if we have that strong off-the-field connection, it will show on game day.
When you talk to someone like a Jamal Marshall, who's out there rubbing shoulders with these guys, exchanging hits, exchanging stories, and then he can say, hey, in May, I'm off to the CFL,
right,
or I may be going back to the Seattle Seahawks.
Right.
Does that instill in these players a belief that at the AFL level, there's still doors that can open up?
Oh, sure. Guys like Jamal, Kevin, these guys have been to the ultimate level. And, you'll get guys on this level here who've been there, and they're inspirations to guys who wish they had been there. And, what they need to do is just see how those guys prepare, how they work day in and day out, and, try to pick up those habits. So, that's the thing that we try to tell those guys to say, hey, man, how do I get there? Watch this guy, watch how he works. And, for those guys that are in that window, like a Jamal, like a Kevin, we preach, we put that pressure on them to be dominant on this level. Because when you get to that CFL, you get those NFL opportunities, everybody can play there, obviously. And, we wish them luck. We wish Jamal luck. We're very thankful to have for him to be here at this, the amount of time that he has. And, we want to see him stay there. We don't want him back, but, we hope that everything goes well for him.
Do you as a coach still have that ability of looking at a guy and saying, he's got it?
Oh, yeah.
He's not going to be here long. He's got it.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Throughout the years of doing this, I can, as you just said that to me, I can just flash back to guys the first time I had him in practice. He won't be here long. The first time that when we got Kevin here recently, I said, man, this kid can play. Coach is sitting over there, and, I looked at him in practice, and I said, man, this guy can go, Same thing, when I saw Jamal, I'm like, man, this guy's big, can run, transitions well. He can play. He just needs to put himself in a position to be able to get back. So you can tell, when you see him, like if they do what they're supposed to do and they have the right representation and they're handling the business, because obviously it's always the business of football, they won't be here long. Is it a tendency to look at a player like that and say, hey, I need you to be a leader? Are they general leaders out of the gate? It depends on the kid's personality. Sometimes Jamal is quiet. Kevin is quiet. Those are quiet guys, but the resume that they bring and the work ethic that they display on the practice field and the performance that they're capable of doing speaks volumes. Sometimes it's not about rah. It's about showing. And I think those two guys, just personality-wise, when teammates see them, they know that those guys are working, and there's a reason why they've had those opportunities. And again, Coach, I want to keep trying to drive this point home to fans that are on the fence row watching a show like this, hearing about the team, and then deciding whether or not they want to go see the product. These are not guys, all of them are not guys that are on the last stages of their football careers. No, not at all. Fans coming out, you'll see some guys that, again, that have been there, that are in the middle of that window. And, you may see a guy today and then, a month from now, he may be somewhere else and you may be surprised where he's at. So, that's the kind of talent that we have here, the type of talent and program that we're trying to build here and want players to come and be with us here in the Valley. So, we ask the fans to come see the product. Final question here on this week's show. From a league perspective, you're now 4 weeks in. League getting stronger, more team interest now in wanting to be a part of this and growing? Yeah, league interest is there. We've been in the league so far, just in regards, just due to the amount of games that we've played. I'm looking forward to other ball clubs playing. That's always great for the league and allowing, people around the country to see what the league offers. We're super excited about seeing Austin play San Antonio. We're very excited about Mexico City playing when they play. We do know some of the talent that's down there. They're building a strong team there. And then, of course, we'll see what Temple has. It'll be their first game against us. So April and May and June is going to be very exciting. And, you asked the question earlier, do I like where we're at after 4 games? our goal is to be at that top peak performance by the end of May, start of June, and peaking at the right time. And we're going to be ready to go.
That's head coach Bennie King. Next game on the 27th of April against the Temple Demons. That's a 3 o'clock game. That'll be coming in Austin. We'll be back next week, and we'll visit again. You're going to be in town, right?
I will. Let's do it.
All right, we'll talk again with Coach Bennie King. Our thanks to him for joining. Thanks to all the players who have come in here, usually during their lunch hour, when we grab them in here for the interviews. Until next week, this has been an edition of This Week in Dorado Nation with head coach Bennie King. I'm Joe Bowling. This is Rio Sports Live. We'll see you next time.